welcome. Notice I'm not in the driveway. You know why? Because I know I have a garage to stand in. When you clean out a garage, you have a garage. Welcome to Mrs. Pattay's performance. Notice I'm not on my knees in the garage. When you have a father-in-law that loves you, you have a workbench to work upon. Oh, this? You wondering what this is? This is an Echo backpack blower. And I've got big hopes and dreams for this blower. See, folks, we're in the week of giving, being grateful for all the things around us. Mrs. Pattay's performance has a grateful heart all year round, but the week of Thanksgiving gets me extra warm and fuzzy inside. And this here backpack blower, well, it doesn't look as, how shall we say, in need of TLC as my still backpack blower. But I think with just a little spit and polish, this backpack blower could be just as special. But I have big plans for her. I'm hoping with the mister's help, we could get her up and running in a jiffy. I have a timeline, preferably maybe tomorrow. And I'd like to present her to someone at my job. Someone who always goes the extra mile for the Mrs. Pattay. Someone who works hard, has a heart of gold, and someone who I don't think he knows the word no. I would love to be able to fix this girl up and present her to a friend of mine, a colleague of mine at work, in the spirit of Thanksgiving, to maybe lighten his load and give it to someone deserving and hardworking. But, as you know, I find the treasures. I don't fix the treasures.
So where'd you find it?
Let's just say this little diamond in the rough was meant to be. Let's just say this little diamond in the rough was waiting for me. We'll call her a dumpster find. And I didn't have to go in the dumpster to get her. She was just saying, come hither, come get me. Actually sitting right by the dumpster. I don't know if the person who left her there assumed that it could be fixed, but they didn't know what to do. I don't know if they knew that someone could come along and it could be passed along. So I almost believe this could have been left by someone who also has a grateful heart, who believed that it would be found by someone who had a fabulous husband with two hands that could turn this into working magic.
And a mullet.
And a mullet. And the beauty of it, you better believe I know this can be a running dream machine. Because folks, she has compression. What's that word? If Ken Small Engines is listening, I said it, Ken. Compression. If you know what that means, folks, this should be easy peasy lemon squeezy. Well, mister, what do you think? I've given you a whole timeline of 24 hours.
It's 2 cycle. I hate it.
It's orange. We love orange.
Because you love orange. And hold on, just hold it. Let's see if she's telling the truth.
Let's go, baby.
Oh, it's got compression. Okay.
What was that word? Ken, are you listening? Compression.
It's got compression.
I almost feel like in the video you need to have some bells and whistles around that word. The straps are in good shape. I don't see the need to replace any of the actual harnessing. The tube looks like to be in good shape. Like I said, I think someone just didn't quite know what was going on with it and said, you know what, I can't just throw it in the dumpster. Because God forbid you throw it, something could have cracked. I think someone knew this pony had potential. So what do you say? We're always willing to pass along something to a deserving person.
You're really not giving me much choice, but you know, let's. Can't
someone who works hard for the betterment of our children of tomorrow.
We can't get down and dirty, but you know, we'll hammer away at it.
Did you say down and dirty?
We can't. We're not getting down
attention?
in the driveway. We're not going. We're not
Oh
in the driveway.
no! Why would I have all this space? So what do you think,
All right.
my delicious mullet fixer-upper?
You're taking our precious time. Get out of the way. Gotta fix this.
Is that a yes?
Do I have a choice?
I don't think you do. Well, time's a ticking.
What happens if we don't fix it? It is Tuesday.
There'll be no ducky in your bubble bath tonight.
Alright.
Mwah. Get to work.
Love you.
Love you.
No pressure. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to an episode of PATTAY'S Performance. Today in the garage. That's right, we're in the garage. On the lift table. This is Echo PB265LN backpack blower that we have to get running one way or another. So, without further ado, we can't get down and dirty because we're not getting down and dirty. We're just, how about this? Let's get this party started. So, she's smart. She knows. It has compression. And it feels pretty good. So, I wonder why this ended up in the curb. Straps look to be in really good shape. You know, the tubes aren't worn. So, when is this? This is from, I'm just trying to look to see if there's a decode on here. Come on. There's a serial number. I don't know how to decode the serial number. But usually Echo has right here on this a date. And there is no date. But anyway, let's see what we got. Spark plug looks kind of newish. Let's pop off the air filter. Oh, look. We do not have one. Missing. Okay, not the end of the world. Gas is absolutely empty. And I'm peeking inside and I'm making sure that everything else is accounted for. As in, take you with me, to see the fuel lines. Oh wait. The fuel line is intact and you guys could see that filter at the bottom. So we know the fuel lines are not broken. And there's no gas in there either. So I'm thinking the air filter is missing because this thing obviously, had some running issues. But I wonder what kind of running issues did it have. So let's throw some seafoam in here, right? We don't know. Whoops. I'm trying not to spill it on the workbench. And then we're going to get some fresh gas in there and we'll give it a rep. Now you guys know I do not favor two-cycle at all, but I'm warming up to it. I do keep these carburetors in stock in case we do run into an issue. It'll actually be my last one. So let's prime this thing. Okay, here we go. It's priming. It is priming. And let's give this thing a rip. What is this? Throw them away. Get out of here. Get out of here. I think I know what the problem is. Already. What do you guys think the problem is? Come on. Okay, so what is it doing? It is obviously running and dying at full choke. So now the thing is, I wonder in my collection or stash, do I have the extra air filter? Because you guys already know what I have to do and what has to be done. If not, then we will just have to use a brand new air filter that I have in stock, unfortunately, and it is what it is, right? This is for a good cause, and you can't put a price on that. So let's get the aftermarket carburetor out. Here, this kit. All right, this is why I buy this all the time. Gasket, spark plug, grommet, the whole nine. I only replace all these components if it's needed. Here we go. Here, on this carburetor, is a brass jet. And it's a flat tip screwdriver. We need to adjust that. We need to expose that. And on this backpack blower, obviously, it is covered in. So I'm going to get that out, painfully. I'm going to do that off camera, because I don't want to see you guys struggle. But I am going to try a new trick, and I'll let you know if that works. I don't want to drag this video out. You guys know that. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking a punch of the correct size, and I'm going to heat it up. And I'm just going to stick it in, let it melt, let the rubber melt to this pin, and then just yank it straight out. So I got to figure out what size is the correct punch. Alrighty, so while memory card ran out, while I was transferring some files over, I just decided to put a new fuel filter in, just because. And I noticed when I was looking at it, one of the fuel lines is very hard. So I'm leaning towards just maybe just putting everything brand new. New carb, new everything. I mean, it is what it is. You guys know it's going to a good cause, so it is what it is. But anyway, let's see if we can adjust this carb. This came out, so hopefully I don't have to spill more fuel. Let's see. Okay, so two cycle, we have a couple of issues going on. Exhaust can be plugged up via the spark arrestor or just even the exhaust port clogged itself. Okay, I had the exhaust port clogged completely by itself one time. And I wish I would have had it on camera. I was very, very happy that I found it. Unfortunately, I decided that I was so much ahead on content that I would not do it itself. So, sometimes how that happens is one, use too over oil. Well, number two, maybe because this thing had trouble running at full throttle, they could have kept it back on a little bit of half throttle, and then it could have clogged up the carburetor. So do you think that we should take this all apart, or do you think we should throw a new carburetor on there? In order for me to access all of this, because the screws are right here, I would have to pull off the entire shroud, pull off this cover right here, This is where your spark arrestor is, right here. Spark arrestor, it's a screen. And then you have to pull these two bolts for the exhaust if you want to go further. I think the easiest route for us is we're going to replace the carburetor, new fuel lines, new everything, and we'll call it a day. We're actually going to use this entire kit. Oh, and the spark plug. We're not going to use the spark plug. Spark plugs, a lot of you guys said they get bad reviews, so we're just going to not use it, and we'll call it a day. So I know for a fact these carburetors work. I'm not going to clickbait you guys in that sense. I use these all the time. So without further ado, let's get this carburetor started. This tank is going to be a little tricky in the sense that once I install this, we could never install an OEM fuel filter, an OEM, I'm having a brain fart. I could never install an OEM tank grommet ever again. We have to open up this vent tube to accept this. This is a little bit wider than it should be. Well, that's what I've been doing in the past. You know, maybe, who knows? Maybe the quality's gotten a little better. You know what? Only time will tell. Alright, so you see right here, we have these two torque screws. Oops. This is a T25. And this comes out. Pay attention to this gasket that we have here. It didn't come off. The new kit comes with a gasket, so we can just put new gaskets on. This is actually locked in here. The other gasket stayed on. Let's pull off this fuel line. It's black. And then this right here. See this little divot right here? Pull this forward and just let the throttle kind of push itself out. Like so. Hold it up and we are free. Come on. Come on. Just like so. So what we can do is, if we wanted to, we could transfer this top piece, but we're not. We're just going to leave this. But in the meantime, let's get this grommet out. The grommet appears to be in very good shape, but we will choose to get it out anyway. I hate these, but you know, 'tis life. Here's our new fuel filter. We will just take that out. Put our new one in. Or new one back in. And we will see if this is a bolt-on or we have to widen the hole. Wow, look at that. This is not going to work. Like I said, I buy these in bulk. So that's not good. Let's take a look at this grommet. Did I stab it? I did. It shouldn't look. Let's take this out. This is a vent. So we're just going to re-stab all of this painfully. But I think these are all different. I think I just created more work for myself. I hate two-cycle. I hate two-cycle. That backfired horribly. Horribly. horribly, horribly, horribly. So the trick is when you stab this, you have to cut this all in on an angle. I hope it goes through. Let me go get my pliers. Actually, should be fine. Nope. Just take this tip, cut it on an angle so it's pointy, like so. And then that will help us probe it through the hole. Like so. See that? Pulls right through. So let's take our new fuel filter. Let's put that back on. These are all the same. This is just our breather. That one just went on nice and easy. Okay, this fuel line is hard, and that's why I wanted to replace it. So I just have spare fuel line. I'm gonna swap that out. So just have my couple of drawers of 2-cycle stuff. I'm just gonna pull this out, and hopefully, is this long enough? No, it is not. We will have to sacrifice this one. This should be long enough. It sucks in the sense that you like to have clear and not clear, but 'tis life. So same thing. Let's clip this on an angle. So it's nice and pointy. And we can just pull this through. Come on. Let me see. It just comes just like that as I'm sticking it in, twisting. And then we're just going to get a pair of pliers. Pull it through. Let's stick this back in. We will worry about the heights once this is fully mounted in. Okay. This is freedom. Okay, then we need to get our new gasket. I'm going to leave that gasket on there. Right? But this would be the new one right here. Fine, we'll take it out. Here, we'll compare. New versus old. Looks pretty good to me. So let's stick that on this side here. The front stuck to here. So it seems like it just goes each way. So that's 4. Oh no, this is different. See that? Completely different. We're going to wing it. Let's see if we put this here. That lines up with this hole here. Actually, this hole means nothing. So we could just stick this any which way we want. I was looking to see if there's any holes or openings here, and there aren't. It's just casting. So this can be fine either which way. Let's take our throttle the same way we did this. It's the same way we took it out, same way we're going to put it in, throttle all the way in. See how it lines up? Come on, baby. Bam. We are in. Let's get our 2 extra long torque screws. Come on. And we will just line this up. Or not. Be difficult. Here we go. Like so. Like so. And this was on the bottom. You guys notice I'm doing this by hand, no power tools. It's not worth stripping anything. Remember, we're going into plastic. Okay, so let's clip this even. So we know the feed for the gas line went on the closest part of the machine. Feed. And then as always, because it's a tight fit. So. We want to have some, give the line some flexibility. And let's see, it's prime. We're getting fuel. Let's clear this workspace a little bit. And we'll get our carb adjusting tool out needed. Let's just fire this up. You have to tune this with the air filter on. Look at that. Okay, so let me show you something. You're going to have to switch the top off of this carburetor onto the next one because it hits. It's worth a try. This is angled on a corner and this is not. Unless we could just thread this in actually. I actually made an oopsie. So why not? Let's take this off and we'll put this together. Gasket fell out? Yes, it did. Lovely. Gasket actually fell inside the blower. if my luck could get any better. Pull this out. Okay. That's all this is. It's going to fight me to the end. And then let's get this out. This we could do by hand, because we could use this as leverage. Hopefully this thread is the same as this one. Which crap. We were so close. We were so close. Oh no, look. It's threading in. Get out of here. I'm not complaining. Let's get this all the way in. This is just brass. We'll stop it right there. You guys know I hate 2-cycle. Making me nervous. This is why I can never do a live video. Maddie Olsen still now. The 2-cycle god. Come on. Just slip in the hole. Like so. Gasket. Oh, I can't believe we found one. No problem. Problem solvers here. The old one back in. Nothing wrong with the old one. Now this thing should idle. Before I wasn't idling because the throttle was pegged. So let's do this all over again. Prime. A little bit of throttle. We did have this running. Don't do this to me. Let me go tell the missus of the good news. We are victorious! Feels so good.